true.
All right, welcome back to another BuenaVista video. Today we have part 2 of our Xenserver installation. First thing you're going to want to do is go to citrix.com and sign up for an account. So we used Xenserver 6.5, and that's because it was the only version of Xenserver that was compatible with the Supermicro motherboard that we had. But unfortunately, Citrix locks away this download unless you make an account and unless you provide some very, very crucial information on your life, like your credit card, where you live, where you like to eat, where you like to drink, where do you sleep, what kind of pillow do you like using, what's your favorite song, and, you know, a lot more that I won't get into. But once you have access, you can head on over to the downloads page, link will be in the description below, and type in hypervisor, and then click on Citrix Hypervisor. This will bring up the Citrix Hypervisor downloads page, and if you look down, you'll see the Citrix Hypervisor and Xenserver legacy versions. This is where we'll have access to Xenserver 6.5, which is the version we're using in this video. Scroll down until you find Xenserver 6.5 Enterprise Edition. The reason why we're using Enterprise Edition is because that is the only one that's compatible with the motherboard for some reason. Once you're in the Xenserver 6.5 page, you can scroll down and download the base installation ISO file. Who else hates waiting for downloads, am I right? Oh. After waiting a few years for the download to finish, you can head on over to rufus.ie. Rufus is a tool we'll be using to flash the ISO to a USB stick. Download Rufus, and once it's done, open it up on your computer. Make sure that the device that's selected is the USB stick that you would like to install Xenserver on.
E1000 failsafe voltage error. Contact support. Check the system error log for critical failure events. E1000 failsafe voltage error. Specify processor VTC input regulator has failed.
Select the ISO file you just downloaded and click Start. Now this process is a lengthy one, so in the meantime you could just switch over and watch our CentOS installation video. We made that one a few months back. It's a good one. You have plenty of time to switch over and watch that video and like and subscribe. Or you could just do nothing, right? That's always an option. But you could also watch that video and like and subscribe. I mean, you still have time to do that. Okay, time's up. Now that it's done flashing, you can go back to the Citrix website. You can find more downloads such as supplemental packs and updates and all kinds of things there. Those are always optional. You don't need those. We downloaded them just in case, but you do not have to. One thing you will need is Xencenter Service Pack 1. Xencenter will help you manage your server remotely on your computer. It's a very nice UI, it makes things much easier to handle than going onto the server and dealing with the CLI. I'll be going in depth with that tool in another video. So, with all of that out of the way, we can begin the Xenserver installation. Plug the USB stick to the back of your server and set the boot order so that the USB stick takes full priority over every other bootable device. Now, I sped this up as much as I could, but this process took forever, and I mean like an entire workday. Booting up a server, most ITs would know, takes forever to do, and it's such a lengthy process, and it takes forever to do, and it's super long, and I'm being super redundant, but it's super long, and it takes forever because it's super long. The footage you're seeing now is not the first time that we tried to install Xenserver. We tried this quite a few times, and it failed quite a few times. So we scoured the internet for a fix, and what we found was you had to give the installation more CPU cores to use, and you also had to add a line that stopped the installation from boot scrubbing, because for some reason whenever it ran boot scrub, it would be stuck in an infinite loop and it would just be running all day. So that's what you're seeing here. The worst part is that the fixes were the ones that worked, but we tried multiple, and each time we had to go through the installation process again. So we burned hours and hours on end trying to see if any of these fixes worked. Also, here's a short clip of my actual reaction to the installation finally working, so enjoy.
Nah! Yes!
You got it?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Ah! Alright, we're gonna use VMware.
We were very excited when it started working. But now you can choose your keyboard layout, except the EULA, and choose the storage device you would like to install the OS on. So we use the SSD that we mentioned in our previous video. Once you get past that, make sure that local media is selected as your installation source. You could also install any of the supplemental packs that I mentioned before. Here's where you can verify the installation media. If anything went wrong during the flashing of the USB, then this is where you can check and see if... I got you with that silence, didn't I? You're expecting an answer. If the verification was successful, you can proceed to the installation. If it's not, you may need to reflash your USB, possibly using a new USB stick instead. Sometimes you might just have a faulty one. Set a super safe, super sneaky, super protected password that you will not share with anyone. You can select your network interface, and here you can select your IP address settings. So we set it to DHCP because we just decided to reserve that IP address on the router itself. Give your server a super special name and select the appropriate DNS configuration. Select your time zone and the server's local time zone settings, and then click Install.
Hello everyone, while we wait for the installation to finish, please enjoy a brief explanation of the history of Citrix.
Earl History. Original Citrix logo until September 14, 2020. Citrix was founded in Richardson, Minnesota in 1979 by former IBM developer with about 3 million following its initial settlement and developed some company in the former color ribbon. 5 large companies first employees were former engineers from IBM and other companies became other companies and other companies became CEOs of Citrix in 1967. Citrix was original name was original name changed to its name after an existing current existing company claims trade on the Citrix name in the Citrix of Citrix now Unix. The company was Citrix from Microsoft and developed independent communications and communicated Citrix multi-Citrix and multi-user and working on several computer software software even on them to analyze the progress as well present well the present was the Microsoft and Microsoft Image from the village from the multi-user and Microsoft and
If the installation was successful, you should now see the Xenserver main screen. Now, all of the options and information here can be found on Citrix Zen Center on your Windows machine once you set that up. To connect the Zen Center to your server, click Add Server. Use your server's host name or IP address in the server box, and for your username, you'll type in root, and the password will be the password that you set during the installation. If you logged in successfully, then you should now see your server information. Here you'll find really important tools such as the console to the server itself, how to set up VMs and knowledge bases and whatnot, but I'll show you that in the next video. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in to another BuenaVista video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. But once you have access, you can head on over to the downloads page. Link will be in the description below. And so with all of that out of the way, we can move on to the actual server installation. We had the USB plugged into the server, and now we're... So the footage you're seeing now is not the first attempt at installing... So the